Hi friends, welcome back to Commonly Chaos Homeschool. My name is Davine and today I'm going to be doing a flip through / initial review of Spelling UC Level B. I picked this up for my 4th grade son and I'm just going to explain how it's been working for us so far. I'm going to be flipping through and showing you the progression so that you can properly place your child in the right level. So stick around if that's something you're interested in seeing. My name is Davine, and on my channel I like to do curriculum flip-throughs and reviews, as well as how we homeschool and showing the day-to-day, as well as doing some series that might be helpful for new homeschoolers. So for now, I'm actually working on a series, How to Start Homeschooling, and it's mostly for those who have been in the public school and are wanting to transition into homeschooling. So if that's the kind of content that you'd like to see in the future, don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell notification if you'd like to see when any of my new videos are coming out. Today I'm doing a review on Spelling UC Level B, and I'm just going to be flipping through and letting you know how it's working so far for me and my 4th grade son. So stick around if that's something you're interested in seeing. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm just going to first show you what you get when you order the complete set from Spelling UC. You will get a teacher's instructor's handbook. You will get a part 1 and a part 2. And it comes with a pack of these erasable colored pencils that my son has taken out and put in his pencil case. So there are 36 weeks and 5 lessons per week in this. And at first that stressed me out a bit because it's really hard to get in 180 book days a year. But as I'm homeschooling more and more, I am more okay with just starting a new level whenever we reach that point. So the reason why I got this level and the set for my 4th grade son is that he still struggles with the combinations of letters. Sometimes he can't hear the differences between the vowels and things like that, and especially some of the blends, he's still working on those. So he's been taking speech at the school for a long time, and he has a hard time with spelling. So this is why I picked up this for him. So I'm just going to show you what the first book looks like and what the first lessons look like. When I first got this, I was kind of nervous because it looked super easy. I got the level I thought I needed. I thought C would be too much because my daughter was using C last year, and I felt like that would be too hard. So I went with B, and when I first got it, I'm like, oh no, this is way too easy for him. But it was not. It's actually perfect. We are going through it faster than you're supposed to do it. We do 3 pages a day instead of a 2-page spread, and maybe at some point we'll have to slow down, but for now this pace is working really well, and I am actually very happy with the results that I'm seeing so far. So let me just show you what it is like. So Spelling UC is a very different kind of spelling program. It is not a list-based program. It is a whole language program. So what that means is students are learning to spell within the context of sentences, and they're not memorizing words so much as they're learning to spell things within context. So in this level, they are doing nursery rhymes. So you can see the first one here is Jack and Jill went up the hill. And so we go through, we clap the syllables. He reads it again to me, reading each word carefully. And then there's always kind of an activity. Here it was find the words Jack and Jill and hill, and down and crown, words that rhyme, and circle them. And then they have a place to copy. Originally, I did not get Spelling UC for him, especially last year, because I felt like I was worried about how much writing there would be. He's a very reluctant writer, and I didn't want there to be too much for him to write every day. But I have found with Level B, it's perfect. It's 1 sentence, and then we do this page here where he's copying the letters. As you can see, he still needs work on some of his formation, so that was fine. And then I give a small spelling test, and in this case it's not really a spelling test because I say the word cat, it's right there, he traces it, he writes it again, traces it, writes it again, traces it, writes it again. So it starts out super easy with just 3-letter words with the vowels, and so that's kind of what happens in a week. So they do 1 rhyme every day for a week, and then they switch to a new one the wheels on the bus go round and round. And as you see, it's very similar. So I'm going to skip ahead about maybe 5 weeks. Okay, so Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Similar, but I'm reading these words out of the instructor handbook here, and it gives me the words to read to him, and he's spelling these words. And it does talk about what the program is about in here, but basically I use it for the word lists that I'll be reading to him every day. And every day they are different spelling words. So I'm reading men, and he's writing it out, fed, keg, yes, hem, and pet. So we're just doing 6 words at this point, and we're just using the same vowel over and over again, so not too challenging. And then let's flip to week 10, which is kind of where we're at. We're at week 11. So here's Little Miss Muffet, same amount of writing, not a whole lot. But you can see here that we are doing a lot more words. We're doing a lot more blends. So we're doing 12 words a day, and they are different every day. So it's really just testing his listening and being able to sound these out. And some of these are not easy for him. In general, he gets them, and he is getting better and better as we go. So just being able to hear the words like dr and tr, those are hard for him. So he's been able to get better with those. So that has been working really well. All right, so that's about where we're at right now, and I have already noticed a difference as far as his being able to hear the words and sound them out. So here we're on lesson 15, so very similar. Looks like we have 15 words now. So we're increasing the number of words every week. All right, and let's look at book 2. So at the beginning of book 2, halfway through the year, looks like it changes a little bit here. So it has a longer passage here, and they have more writing every day. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be writing 4 lines instead of the 1 that we used to be. In part 1, the book 1, you do start chunking a little bit, but this is kind of what Spelling UC does. They're teaching the students to notice vowel chunks or consonant blends and things like that. And they're using their colored pencils to color. So EA, you would need to color that. OU, learning to color that. So that's how they're noticing the spelling of words. So every day they're going to be having an assignment here on what they need to color in, and then they're writing it here. So day 1, you do that. Day 2, you would do it again, coloring the blends, writing the other half. So they did the first half day 1, second half day 2, first half day 3, and then here is draw a picture of the rhyme or write your own story, be creative and have fun. I'll probably just have him do the second half because he does not like to do that, so you could choose how you do that. And that's why I often would also skip D. If I wanted to skip one, I would just skip D if I only wanted to do a 4-day week. And then the last day of the week, E, is when the teacher is going to read the rhyme, and he's supposed to write it from memory, from writing it out all those times, and hopefully getting as many correctly as possible. Now, I will say when we're doing our spelling tests in this book, for example, I don't let him spell it wrong. When he's sounding it out, he usually gets it right, but if he needs help, I tell him how to do it, or I try to say the sound again until he gets it right. I'm trying to get him to write it correctly every time. I'm not trying to catch him writing it incorrectly. So far that's been working. So it's not really a spelling test. It's more of him just doing his best and getting as many right as possible, and it seems to be working. And the same thing is here. They say ask for help if you need it. They're encouraging to get help if they're not sure on how to spell it. So we'll see how I treat this once I get here, but hopefully he'll be able to spell most of the words by the time we get here. All right, so let's skip ahead a little bit and see how it changes. Okay, so lesson 25. So now you can see they have the bossy R chunks, A-R-E-R-I-R-O-R-U-R, which you're going to color in purple, and they have the yellow vowel blends. So let's skip ahead. Okay, so lesson 31, we're doing consonant chunks. So you can see that we're doing a different kind now. So we're shading in all these consonant chunks. And let's see what the last lesson looks like here. So lesson 36A, we're doing consonant chunks. We're doing bossy R chunks. And we're doing silent letters. So that would be the ending E's. You'd be coloring those in orange. So they're picking out all those chunks every day, and they're writing a few lines every day. And then on the very last day, you have the dictation. So the teacher reads the rhyme line by line, and the student writes down what the teacher is saying. So you can see that this is a very different way to teach spelling than the typical spelling lists. I will tell you that my daughter and my son who are using Spelling UC definitely did not do well on the typical spelling lists. I had him doing more of a spelling list last year, and that was not going well. It was very frustrating for him writing the words over and over or making sentences with the words or anything. It was not working at all. So I will say I've definitely noticed him being able to sound words out a little better over the years anyways, but with this program I really feel like it is helping him to learn some of those blends that he might have not picked up yet and just be able to hear the differences in the sounds and to spell things out. So this program, like I said, if you don't want your child just writing the same things over and over again. Some people don't like Spelling UC because they think it's really weird that they're just doing copy work or just writing out the same thing over and over again, and what kind of spelling curriculum is that? It might not be for you if your kid does well with the spelling list type, but I will say for my kids that have harder time hearing the differences and just have a harder time in general with spelling and maybe have speech issues, this has been a really great program, and I'm really glad I started them on these. Thanks for joining me today. I hope that was helpful. Please let me know if you have any more questions about Spelling UC, this level, or even C or D. I've used those with my daughter as well. So feel free to leave any comments below. Give me a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Thanks for coming today. Bye-bye.